Every night, when the city lights flicker like distant stars, you find yourself standing at the edge of a silent alley, wondering why the heart that beats within you feels as if it's chasing an echo. You've tried the usual tricks, flirting, laughing, sharing a coffee, hoping that a simple smile will ignite a spark. Yet the chemistry you crave remains a phantom, a whisper that slips through the cracks of your routine. What if the invisible thread that binds two people is not a fleeting spark, but a complex, hidden alchemy that has been shrouded in myth and misinterpretation? Have you ever felt that the pull between you and someone else is stronger than logic, yet you cannot grasp why? The problem is that we live in a world that demands instant gratification. We expect love to arrive like a bright flash, like a chemical reaction that can be measured, dissected, and replicated. We treat attraction as a simple equation: look, smile, exchange words, and then we move on. But beneath that surface lies a labyrinth of shadows and archetypal energies that shape our desires and fears. The chemistry you feel is not merely a blend of pheromones. It is a dance of the conscious and the unconscious, of destiny and choice. How can we begin to see the invisible currents that pull us toward one another, when we are taught to chase only the visible? In this exploration, we will peel back the veil that has kept the true nature of attraction hidden for centuries. We will journey into the heart of the unknown, where the science of chemistry meets the mystic whispers of the soul. Imagine a place where the mind's shadows are illuminated, where the unconscious mind speaks in riddles that only the brave can hear. What if the very chemistry that sparks a connection is a language spoken by the archetypes that live within us, those ancient, primal forces that shape our dreams, our fears, our deepest longings? How does the hidden energy of destiny weave itself into the molecular dance of attraction? Are you ready to let the darkness reveal its secrets? We will walk a path that is both psychological and occult, where Jungian concepts of the shadow and the collective unconscious intersect with the hidden currents of synaptic chemistry. We will not simply explain. We will invite you to feel the resonance of unseen forces that stir within you each time you meet someone who feels like a mirror of your own hidden self. We will touch upon the idea that attraction is not a random spark but a deliberate, almost predestined encounter, guided by forces that have been whispered in the halls of ancient temples and echoed in the quiet corners of modern laboratories. Will you allow yourself to step into the mystery, to let the hidden science of attraction chemistry unfold in a way that feels both terrifying and exhilarating? If you have ever felt the tug of an unseen current, the pull of a connection that defies logic, then you are already on the threshold. The journey ahead will challenge your preconceptions, invite you to confront the shadows that linger in your heart, and reveal how the hidden chemistry of attraction is both a science and an art. Are you ready to let the forbidden truth guide you into a deeper understanding of yourself and the people you encounter? The night is dark, but within that darkness lies a light that has been waiting to be discovered. Now that the hidden currents of attraction have been unveiled, the next step is to translate that knowledge into the living, breathing arena of everyday relationships. Imagine a pair of dancers moving in perfect sync, each step guided by an unseen rhythm that neither can hear but both feel. That rhythm is the chemistry you've just discovered, a subtle, electric pulse that weaves through every glance, every shared silence. How can you, as a participant in this dance, tune into that pulse without losing your own footing? First, consider the role of intention. When you set a clear purpose, whether it's to deepen a friendship, nurture a romantic bond, or simply understand a colleague, you are, in effect, tuning a radio to a specific frequency. The universe, in its infinite complexity, responds to the clarity of your signal. If your intention is muddled, the frequency drifts, and the chemistry you sense becomes a static haze. Practice aligning your thoughts with a single, compassionate goal. This clarity will sharpen the chemical resonance between you and others, allowing the hidden forces to manifest as tangible connection rather than abstract longing. Second, cultivate a heightened sense of observation. The body speaks in a language older than words. Micro-expressions, posture shifts, and breathing patterns are all part of the chemical dialogue. When you notice a partner's shoulders relaxing as you speak, or their eyes widening at a shared joke, you're witnessing the subtle exchange of neurotransmitters, dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline, playing out in real time. By consciously acknowledging these signals, you give them space to unfold naturally, rather than forcing the interaction into a scripted pattern. This practice is akin to listening to a distant choir. You hear the harmonies before the music begins. Third, integrate the concept of synchronicity into your interactions. Carl Jung described synchronicity as meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by cause and effect alone. In a relationship, these moments, such as finding a mutual favorite song on a rainy evening or encountering a shared memory in a random conversation, serve as anchors that deepen the chemical bond. When you notice such coincidences, pause and reflect on their significance. By acknowledging the hidden hand that nudges you toward these moments, you invite the chemistry to flourish rather than resist. Fourth, practice the art of vibrational matching. This technique involves consciously aligning your emotional and energetic state with that of the person you're engaging with. If you sense their excitement, let your own energy rise in tandem. If they're feeling anxious, offer a grounding presence. By mirroring their emotional frequency, you create a feedback loop that amplifies the chemical exchange. Think of it as tuning a guitar string to match the pitch of another. The resulting harmony is louder and more resonant than either could achieve alone. Fifth, engage in rituals that honor the chemistry's sacred nature. Whether it's lighting a candle before a heartfelt conversation, sharing a meal in silence, or simply holding hands while walking, these small acts serve as intentional anchors. They signal to the universe that you are ready to receive and reciprocate the chemical energy. Over time, these rituals become the scaffolding that supports a lasting, vibrant connection. Lastly, remember that chemistry is not static. It evolves with growth and integration. As you confront your own shadows, those repressed desires and fears that once blocked genuine connection, you open new channels for the chemistry to flow. The more you heal your inner landscape, the more expansive and resilient the chemical bond becomes. This process mirrors the alchemical transformation of base metals into gold. The hidden science of attraction is not merely a fleeting spark, but a continual, evolving alchemy that requires patience, intention, and reverence. In practice, these strategies transform the abstract science of attraction into a tangible, actionable framework for everyday relationships. By tuning your intention, observing subtle cues, embracing synchronicity, matching vibrations, honoring rituals, and healing your shadows, you invite the hidden chemistry to manifest in ways that feel both inevitable and awe-inspiring. The next time you find yourself drawn to someone, pause and ask, "Am I listening to the unseen language that has been speaking all along?" The answer will guide you to a deeper, more authentic connection that transcends the ordinary and steps into the extraordinary. Drawing these strands together, you find yourself standing at the crossroads of intuition and evidence, where the subtle hum of the unseen world meets the tangible rhythm of your own pulse. The landscape you have traversed feels less like a series of isolated peaks and more like a continuous, winding ridge that rises and dips in concert with your inner currents. Each twist, each turn, has been a silent conversation between the heart and the cosmos, a dialogue that has unfolded in whispers rather than proclamations. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, not because it has been mapped in concrete steps, but because the very act of mapping has revealed the terrain's hidden contours. You no longer see attraction as a single spark, but as a symphony of resonances, each instrument tuned by the shadow and the archetype, each note echoing the ancient patterns that have guided humanity since time immemorial. The chemistry that once seemed accidental is now a deliberate dance, choreographed by forces that have been waiting for you to recognize their rhythm. As we pivot towards the final reflection, the weight of the journey settles like a gentle tide on your shoulders. You recognize that the most profound transformations are not born of sudden revelation, but of quiet, sustained alignment. The subtle shifts in your awareness, the quiet moments of stillness, have been the true catalysts, nudging you toward a deeper communion with the energies that shape every encounter. The veil between the conscious and the unconscious is thinned, allowing a clearer view of the currents that pull and guide. Reflecting on this journey so far, you might feel a sense of anticipation, a quiet excitement that the next chapter holds the promise of integration. The tapestry you have woven, with its threads of curiosity, courage, and compassion, now hangs ready to be draped over the next stage of your experience. It is not a conclusion in the traditional sense. Rather, it is an invitation to step into a new space where the knowledge you have gathered becomes a living practice, a living dialogue that continues to evolve with each breath. The cumulative effect of the ideas explored is akin to a river that has gathered water from many springs, each bringing its own mineral composition, yet together it becomes a single powerful flow that can carve canyons and nourish fields. In the same way, the insights you have absorbed have merged into a current that moves you forward with purpose and grace. The subtle alchemy you now understand is not a static formula but a dynamic process that thrives on the interplay between your inner landscape and the external world. You stand now at the threshold, ready to let the hidden science of attraction chemistry guide you into realms of connection that feel both inevitable and profoundly personal. The anticipation is not a question of what lies ahead, but a recognition of the momentum that has already been set in motion. The next step, then, is not to seek answers but to embody the understanding, to live in the space where the unseen and the seen dance in harmony. The hidden science of attraction chemistry invites us to view every encounter as a delicate alchemy, a quiet exchange that reverberates through our bodies and our souls. It reminds us that the spark we chase is not a fleeting moment of chance, but a resonant echo of a deeper, unseen rhythm that has pulsed through humanity since the dawn of consciousness. In recognizing this, we shift from the illusion of control to an appreciation of the subtle currents that guide us, allowing our hearts to listen as much as we speak. When we pause to hear the quiet hum beneath our thoughts, we discover that attraction is a dialogue between our shadows and our archetypes, a conversation that unfolds in the spaces between words and gestures. The chemistry we feel is not merely a chemical reaction. It is a living, breathing tapestry woven from the threads of our unconscious patterns, our shared histories, and the invisible forces that bind us. By honoring this tapestry, we open ourselves to a richer, more authentic way of relating, one that acknowledges the mystery while embracing the science. This understanding transforms the way we approach relationships, turning the act of connecting into a mindful practice. Each glance, each shared silence becomes an opportunity to attune to a frequency that has long existed within us, a frequency that, when matched, creates a vibration that can heal, inspire, and sustain. The more we cultivate this attunement, the more we learn to read the subtle language of our partners, friends, and even strangers, recognizing that every interaction holds a chance to align with a deeper truth. In this light, the path forward is not paved with formulas or guarantees, but with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to surrender to the unknown. We learn that the most profound connections are born not from the desire to possess or to control, but from the courage to be seen, to be vulnerable, and to allow the unseen forces to guide us. The practice of aligning intention with intention, of listening to the quiet pulses that underlie our emotions, becomes a sacred ritual, a way to honor the hidden forces that shape our lives. As we close this exploration, we are left with a powerful invitation to become co-creators of our own chemistry, to recognize that the universe has already provided us with the tools to forge connections that are both grounded in science and elevated by mystery. The chemistry that once seemed elusive is now a visible path, illuminated by our willingness to explore the shadows and embrace the archetypes that reside within. The true practice begins now, in the quiet moments between heartbeats, in the spaces where we allow ourselves to be open to the unseen. It is in those moments that we discover the most profound truth, that attraction is not a force that we seek to harness, but a dance that we invite into our lives. By stepping into this dance with reverence, curiosity, and authenticity, we transform every encounter into a moment of wonder, and every relationship into a living testament to the hidden science that connects us all.